Welcome back to Talkin Horses. It's a brand new syndicate that allows just about anybody to get involved in the racing game.
For years, Joe, horse racing was known as the sport of kings, but obviously that's changed from years back now. The beauty of our game, we have men and women, both equine and human, battling on the same playing surface day in and day out. And, you know, speaking of the sport of queens, the beauty of this thing, you don't have to have a lot of money to be a part of it. With more on this brand new venture, let's check in with Talkin Horses reporter, Maddie Jo Tiller.
Being a racehorse owner is easier than ever. There are groups out there, syndicates, where you can buy a share in a racehorse.
Horse racing is a very expensive sport, and when you do the share options in a racing syndicate, it allows just somebody that is in love of horses an opportunity to be involved in a sport where many could not. Hence the sport of kings, because it's very costly. Well, when we were naming it, we decided on the sport of queens with the theory that where it's unattainable for most, we would to make it attainable for anyone.
It's almost like a club. A social club where people are anxious to meet each other. So the 200 shares, we're almost there. We have 33 left to go. So the numbers that I put together with the small investment that each person puts in, I need 200 shares to make it work, where we do not charge anyone any bills. There's no surprises, that's a flat fee, and that's it.
Now, have you found a horse already?
We got a 2-year-old that was in a 2-year-old in training sale in Maryland, and I've had her for about a month and a half now, and she's progressing very well, and she's beautiful horse. I'm based out of Fort Erie. I'm training there, but of course we have intentions of running here at Woodbine. But yeah, she's there, and people were able to name her. We had a contest, and all the members voted on the particular name that we got for her.
We have a filly. Her name is Queen's Honor. We purchased a 2-year-old in training, and our thought pattern on that, we wanted to get a filly or a colt that was already started its training. A lot of times having patience in this sport is something you have to have, but at least we wanted to get an athlete that was already on its way towards the races. Francine and I really wanted to have people see the process, but also not have to wait, say, 2 years if we bought a yearling or a weanling. So this is a process where they can see its training. She has already breezed, so we have hopes that she will be, moving forward towards the race this year, and that's our goals.
How did you even hear about sport of queens racing?
Well, John read it in the paper, and he ripped it out and said, "Oh, you have to read this. I really want to buy one of these shares." And I said, "Oh yeah, no, that's really good, because it's not a lot of money and looks like a lot of fun, and we really enjoyed it. And we've even got, our son has a share as well, so we think we own half an ear. So I know somebody else said they own part of the nose, so. But no, it's great fun."
How does it feel to now be a racehorse owner?
Fabulous, fabulous.
Well, I want to see it running in a race. That would be great. Yeah, no, we're really happy.
And if it wins, will you be in the winner's circle?
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Are a lot of people just buying one share? And also, how much is it?
For $430, you have a whole year of owning a horse. The bills are paid. There is absolutely no cash calls or investment calls, so you are clear. The next calendar year, there will be a $200 investment that is due for your operation cost again. But that is it. That is absolutely it. So you can either buy one share, you can buy 10 shares.
Now, do you see any risks with being part of a syndicate at all for someone?
I don't think there are any, there's always a risk that your horse will not make it to the races. That's understandable. But as far as any risks inherent to strictly to syndicates, I would say no.
Do you know of any other syndicates in Canada right now that are happening?
Yes, there's one at, it's called the Hastings Racing Club, I think, out in Vancouver. And they've had tremendous success. And they have quite a large group, I think 150 people possibly. They claimed a horse. I think they've done several now, and they've had really, really good response, and they do it with the racetrack itself. There are many other syndicates here, but on a much smaller scale and bigger investment.
Well, if anybody ever really wants that thrill of, you know, being involved in racing and actually being in the winner's circle and cheering on your own horse, I think that's what we're in here for. You know, it's a thrill.
Well, there you have it. If you've ever dreamed about being a horse owner, you can join a syndicate just like Sport of Queens Racing, and it could be you in the winner's circle. For Talkin Horses, I'm Maddie Jo Tilley.
Yes, and I already know a lot of people who have become involved in that syndicate. When we come back, our Groom of the Week and jousting into the fire.